watching Viva Brazil on Citizen TV.
Well, good afternoon. Time for Viva Brazil, the show that gives you everything about the World Cup that you'd want to watch. And of course, we bring you very interesting guests. Before I introduce our guests in the studio today, you might be wondering why our wall there has a very interesting shirt. There is Van Persie and it's number 9. But this is not just any number 9. It's the Brazilian shirt with a Van Persie number 9, and it's a small size. Remember, last week we had a lot of problems trying to get this shirt from wherever we're getting it from, because the person that we are giving it to said that their son watches Viva Brazil every afternoon and he wants a Brazilian shirt with a number 9 Van Persie at the back. Well, your wish is our command. There is the shirt we'll be giving out to the person, to our young fan who's 3 years old in the show. But as well, in our show today, we have Wilbroda with us. She'll be discussing matters of football. She says she's a big fan of Uganda Cranes. Can you imagine that? Uganda Cranes. Well, Sidi, what do we have?
You know, actually, I really wanted to wear that.
I was just about to say that would probably fit you. Probably.
It would fit me perfectly, but anyways.
And the shorts as well.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the little boy will wear it better than me. Anyway, remember the hashtag we use for this show is Viva Brazil for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're also taking in SMSs on 22422. The quarterfinals are about to start. They're starting today. So talk to us. We're really excited. And also we have a studio guest, Renee Mayaka. She got here by tweeting. So if you want to be a guest on our awesome set, you know how to get here. You see, she's even rocking the Origi jersey. We gave it to her. So Viva Brazil is the place to be. Wahiga, what do you have for us?
Right, so in case you're wondering who is playing with Wilbroda there, CD has just introduced her. But right now, yesterday, Michael Kinya, actually was the day before, Michael Kinya announced that the first person to talk to us, I believe on Twitter or 22422 would win a jersey. And we have in studio today Cliff Ratemo. He's on our substitutes bench, and a bit later on we'll get to hear from him as he gets to walk away with that jersey. But for now, it's been 2 quiet days, no World Cup matches, but all that is about to come to an end as we enter the quarterfinals tonight. Here is our magic wall. And hopefully today it will provide real magic, because sometimes it doesn't quite go as I'd want it to be. And let's go straight to the quarterfinals right here. So what matches can you expect tonight? We have France versus Germany. This match is kicking off at 7 p.m. And Germany, a bit of injury concerns. Of course, some of the players were said to have had a flu earlier on. We'll take a look at whether that is significant or not. For the French, looking in fantastic form. And Mike Okinyi actually reckons that even though he's actually wearing the Germany jersey, he may actually be supporting France because he feels that France have that urge, that desire to win tonight. Later on at 11 p.m., for those of you who will be awake late at night, Brazil take on Colombia. And this match is significant because if Brazil lose, I have no idea what's going to happen at the World Cup. Colombia are in fantastic form. You thought without Radamel Falcao they would not make it, but they've come in with James Rodriguez, and he looks like he wants to win the World Cup with the Colombians. Tomorrow, we have two other interesting matches. We have Argentina versus Belgium. I've got my Belgium jersey on today, and I'm hoping that they can send Lionel Messi and his boys home. And later on at night, Van Persie with the Netherlands versus Costa Rica. So those are the matches that are taking place both today and tomorrow. And so look out for that. I'm hoping we can also take a look at our golden boot if my video will allow for now. If not, maybe a little later on. My director, who you keep asking, who is this director? We need to unveil him, Mike. And we'll discuss that in a bit. His name is Robert. Let me give you a name. His name is Robert. Some say he looks like me. So hopefully that will give you a bit of a visual image. But we'll have him later on. Maybe not today, but you need to keep watching Viva Brazil for that. My name is Wahiga Mora. Let me hand you back to Mike Okinyi and his nice Van Persie jersey that's just behind him. Mike.
Thank you, Wahiga. Because I will brother up and I'm a hemas. Will brother, you don't do training. When don't get easy?
Training nafanyanga sana. Nafikiri sida labda ulikuwa viatu zangu kwa sababu huyu viatu unajua ni kitu ulikuwa umepanda ndege. Sasa mimi ukikuja nayo nafikiri haujazoea mambo ya kutembea. Unajua nimetembea kutoka Ngwaru. Mimi ukikuja hapa.
Lakini si nikutumia fare.
Fare unajua mtu lazima atachagua kama ni fare ama ni mahindi atatafuna kwa barabara. Sasa huyo ndio kitu ambayo umenisumbua. Hata nimefikiri mnamipa mimi lunch hapa.
Lunch iko ujaangalia hapa.
Ama mnataka niume mtu.
Tumepanga hapa.
Okay,
so unaangalia World Cup
Of course mimi naangalia World Cup. Kwanza hata Sirandula akitoka anapatanga mali anaenda kuonea mpira anapata mimi ndio niko hapo. Mimi ndio napanga viti. Sasa kama leo timu wangu leo ni France, wakati France utakuwa unacheza na Germany, alafu huyu wa Brazil. Of course kama mnaweza kuona nitakuwa mtu ya Brazil. Ingawa Colombia unapeleka watu mbio, Colombia unapeleka watu mbio. Lakini mimi sasa ni mtu ya France leo na Brazil sasa ningependa ufike mpaka kwa final.
Kwa nini France?
Nafikiri mimi naweza sema France kwa sababu nafikiri France iko na players wale niko shambamba kabisa. Kuna huyu jamaa unaitwa Theo. Unajua Theo? Matthew.
Yes.
Matthew niko shambamba kabisa alafu
anaitwa Debuchy.
Debuchy. Alafu kuna huyu ambayo ninaitwa Benzema. Benzema sio mchezo.
Karim Benzema.
Benzema
lakini wanasema anapata chance mingi sana na afungi. 10 anafunga moja.
Sasa unaona huyo moja. Unajua kitu wa muhimu kwa World Cup ni kwamba utoke tu na bao. Usitoke tu ati wewe umepatiwa chances na wewe hujamtumia. Kuna watu wengi nimeona kwa usu mchezo kwa hizi timu tofauti. Ninapatiwa hizo chances na wewe hata kutinga hata moja. Lakini unaona mtu kama Benzema ukimwacha peke yake na mpira, unaona hata watu ninaanza kuogopa. Alafu unaona ukiangalia France na Germany ni watu ambao nimesoeana. Nimekuwa nikicheza mchezo mingi mara nyingi. Nafikiri huu ni mchezo yao ya 25 26 pamoja.
Na huko na kompyuta kwa kichwa
My friend. Usicheze unajua watu ninanionanga tu mimi hivi. Mimi si hivi. Msee yangu ndio bongo lala.
Ajui kabisa.
Ajui kitu.
Na simfundishe sana huko nyumbani. Akiwa nyumbani unamfundisha kidogo.
Unajua hata ukipeleka ng'ombe kukunywa maji na utaki kukunywa utafanya nini? Mbusi huwezi kuchesewa geta.
Sasa niambie Wajerumani. Mimi nikiangalia mimi nimevaa shati ya Jerumani.
Wewe umevaa nimeona.
Sababu niko na uhakika Wajerumani wanaweza shinda, lakini homa imetushika leo.
Homa umewasika. Naona tena nasikia sijui kuna wachezaji wenyu wengine ambao ni wagonjwa.
7
wagonjwa. Mtafanya nini sasa?
Hiyo ni Wafaransa wamefanya hivyo.
Ati ni Wafaransa? Hapana, hawajazoea weather. Hawajazoea weather. Hiyo ndo sasa shida.
Lakini hiyo si ni shida kwa sababu wamecheza mahali panaitwa Porto Alegre. Porto Alegre. Alego ya huko. Na huko kuna baridi.
Yes.
Wakarudi wakacheza Manaus.
Mahali kuna joto.
Alafu wakapelekwa mahali kwingine ziko kunaitwa nini iko mvua. Sasa wanarudi tena Copacabana huko Rio.
Na huko weather niko vipi?
Weather ni kama hiyo ya Manaus.
Yes, joto.
Sasa hiyo unajua inatatiza watu sana.
Inatatiza watu.
Sasa kisema inatatiza Wajerumani. Si Wafaransa pia itawatatiza?
Sidhani Wafaransa itawatatiza. Unajua kitu ambayo mimi naona na watu ya German ni kwamba kwanza mko na players ambayo wametoka kwa huyu team ya unaitwa Bayern ambayo ni wachezaji wa 7 pamoja. Na wanapenda kufuatana wakicheza, wanafuatana pamoja kwa sababu wanapenda ile team spirit. Wanapenda hiyo team spirit. Lakini ukiona watu ya France, hata mtu mmoja ukisamwachia mpira, unaona yeye peke yake anaweza kungangana na mpira peke yake, anangangana na mpira peke yake. Huyo kitu wa team spirit ndio unaona inaweza kuangusha nyinyi. Hiyo ndio kitu
nimeambiwa director ananiambia ati wewe unapenda Ufaransa sababu Wafaransa ni Waafrika wengi. Kuna Waafrika wengi kwa hiyo timu. Waafrika
pia niko na lazima pia mimi niangalie ngosi wangu.
Kuna mwingine anaitwa Blaise Matuidi.
No, kabisa.
Anafuanana na Ababu na Mwamba. Ulimuona jana?
Hata ule box wa Ababu ndio yuko nao kwa kichwa.
Ameweka box kama hiyo.
Yuko na kitu kama ni karibu Mohawk, lakini nafikiri stima inapoteanga wakati kabla hujakuwa Mohawk full. Stima ukipotea inabaki inakuwa kama box.
Hiyo inachanuliwa vipi sasa?
Huyo sasa uchanuliwi, unaosa tu kasto ipata ngilweti. Unampato tu.
Timu ya Brazil.
Yes.
Mimi naona kama Brazil itatolewa na Colombia.
Kitu ambayo naweza kusema ni kwamba Brazil kwanza hao niko na pressure kwa sababu unajua wako nyumbani. Wako na pressure, lazima wafurahishe. Kwa hivyo huyo pressure unaweza kuwafanyia kazi mzuri ama uharibu. Unajua saa zingine kama unafanya kitu under pressure, unaweza kuifanya vizuri ama uifanye vibaya. Huyo kitu ndio mimi naona utasumbua hao sana. Lakini hao niko na advantage wa home ground. Huyo ndio kitu inaweza kufanya wasinde. Mali naona Brazil na ni watu wangu, lakini naona mali tunaweza kutolewa ni kwa semis. Semis ndio naona tukitolewa. Kwa sababu Colombia vile nimeona wakicheza na sijui hata walitoka wapi. Wametoka tu na wakaingia na wamekuwa kichabanga, wakichenga na sasa wako mpaka sahi hao nimesafika kwa quarters.
Haya, sasa niambie, jana Sidi alikuwa na walieka list nyingine hapa akasema wanaume wale warembo kwa World Cup, wale players very handsome kama Serandula walikuwa hapo.
Serandula pia ni unaweza kuweka handisa, wacha kutuka na jina handisa.
Haya, tutarudisha list ya wale fans. Kuna wale fans walisema mmewacha wengine nje. Iko wengine very handsome. Wanafaa kuwa kwa hii list. Na wamewacha. Tunatusaidia kuchambua hiyo list. Baadaye kidogo tu.
Yeah, but of course the golden boot, everyone's asking who's going to be winning that. And the interesting thing is that of the 4 who are leading, 3 of them are actually going to be playing tonight. Let's start with the top contender. Apparently, according to CD, he's one of the most handsome at the World Cup. I'll leave her to debate that a bit later on. James Rodriguez, but from Britain, James, James, and he's leading with 5 goals, 22 years old, plays for Colombia. Let's take a look very quickly if we can catch one of those goals that he scored. If my magic wall will continue its magic. Let's go. There he is. Of course, with Radamel Falcao absent, many expected Colombia not to perform as they have done, and that's why if you heard Will Broda speak a little bit earlier, she was saying she has no idea where they came from, but they definitely have amazed, and many are expecting them to send Brazil home today, which will not be good news for Brazilian supporters. Will Broda here, Heshimiwa Kipchumba as well. He's also a big fan of Brazil, and they might be crying tears today. Let's go back and see what else we have in terms of the golden boot, and if my magic wall will behave right there. It must behave, my director is telling me. Let me slide it down, see if this will work. Just give me a second here. Technology, right here. Okay, let's look at that goal once again. Michael Kini, good, there we go. Let's go back to the start. Go, and he has 5 goals, 2 has 4, no, it's not far. Ghoster boy for goals, 20 well, and everyone is talking how young James Rodriguez is, but he's also 22. He's also young. So stop calling Neymar an old man, I think is what he's trying to tell people at the press conference that he had this morning. And
22 with 4 goals.
22 with 5 goals, according to Mike, is not 22 with 4 goals.
Yes.
But they are still both young. And we'll debate a bit about that later on. Lionel Messi also on 4 goals. This is one man, if he plays the way he's been playing in this World Cup so far, might be going home, but who knows? Again, football is different. 27 years old, older than the rest, but of course, never write off Lionel Messi. He could be the man to watch even as they play tomorrow. And as well, let's take a look at the other 2 more players who are playing tonight. There we go. Thomas Müller, Germany. He is also on 4 goals there, and he's the man who scores but never celebrates. Can't even shake his finger. Nothing at all.
Maybe see one of the goals where he got
24.
What is it?
I know Michael Kini has interest here. If you notice, he's wearing a Germany jersey. Actually, I believe we'll be able to see whether he actually celebrated or not.
That's Muller. Not yet.
There we
Boom.
go. And it's in. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
When everybody else is running, he's standing.
Okay, he's clenching his fist. I think that's, you can give him that. At least he's clenching his fist. A show of somewhat celebration. And of course, a bit later on, we're going to be taking a look at interesting World Cup celebrations and what they mean. And the Colombians have stood out. They have been exemplary in their dancing, but they cannot match what a team in Iceland did. They cannot match what the Brazilians have done in the past, and the Nigerians as well. So that's what we have so far. So we have James with 5 goals, 3 other players with 4 goals, and of course everyone else has 3, 2, and 1. But that all could change tonight when the matches start. Back to Michael Kini now.
Well, I'm joined by Ratemo here. Wilbroda is perplexed at how that wall is working. He's wondering if Wahiga is being controlled by somebody else or Wahiga is just doing it on his own. Ratemo, quarterfinals, very hot stage of the tournament at the moment. Where's your money on first game?
The first game,
Germany versus France.
Germany and France. Like I told you earlier, I'm actually going with Germany.
You're going with Germany?
I'm going with Germany because when you look at Germany, you know, their midfield is actually compact and they have players who can actually possess the ball. And very smart thinkers, actually. There's Ozil, they also have Cruz, they have Schweinsteiger. So, you know, in terms of, you know, creating the final pass, you know, to be able to get a goal, and Muller, you know, he's actually on fire, you know, they can actually...
the most interesting bit is that the 4 players you've mentioned are all on the flu list. Actually, today we woke up to news that the German camp has been hit by a flu bug.
Yes.
And 7 of their players are down with the flu.
Yes.
Now, all the players you've mentioned are on that flu list. How much impact will that flu have on this team?
This is going to be very tough on them because basically France, they have very fast players. They know how to break fast. There's Valbuena, there's Matuidi. They know how to break very fast. So this is going to have a negative impact on Germany, basically because, you know, the moment you're sick, you know, and the heat that is actually in Brazil, this is going to be tough on them.
Wilbroda, hebu tuambie, mtu akiwa na homa, anajihisi namna gani?
Homa mtu kusema ukweli nguvu inakuanga imekuisa. Na nguvu haianzangi hata kukuisa ati kwa magoti wapi, inaanzanga kwa vidole za mguu. Unaisiwa tu na nguvu kabisa. Kwa hivyo kusema ukweli nahurumia watu ya Germany. Sijui kama wamepatiwa labda kitu kama tangausi, wakipatiwa tangausi na kitu kama asali, iongezwe na utungu, ipondo na maji moto, ninaweza kumsaidia au inaweza kumsaidia.
Lakini sasa hata wakinywa hiyo wako 7.
Watu wa 7, unajua hiyo ni karibu timu nzima.
Inabakisha 5 tu mali.
Na ujue hao ni players ya ngufu ambayo nimekumbwa na huyu nini. Na ujue by jioni ni nani atakuwa tena baada amekumbwa na huyu maradhi.
Imeongezwa daba.
Kwa sababu homa ni kitu ya kutembea, si kitu hivi hivi. So mimi nawahurumia sana. Sioni kama wataweza kusema ukweli. Sioni kama wataweza.
Ratemo, Brazil has been touted as one of the favorites, but they are not playing convincing football. They've not convinced anyone that they're a championship material.
Yes.
Against Colombia, what are the chances? Where do they win the game?
Brazil is dependent on Neymar. You know, we can't take that away from him because Hulk, to my, you know, in my own view, he's not playing to his best. Oscar started well, and then at some point, you know, his game actually, you know,
Paulinho,
Paulinho, and then there's Fernandinho who didn't play well. You know, the last game he didn't play well totally.
Joe. You cannot tell me this team can depend on one person with all these names that we are throwing.
How many goals do they have anyway? Because it's only Neymar who has 4 goals so far, you know, and Fred has 1. You know, which was only it was also an offside goal anyway.
Which is not a good, but it counts.
It still counts, you know. We can't take that away from him, you know, because even if we take that goal away from him, they had already scored more. Because Neymar had already scored more goals too. So they were actually winning. So, you know, I'm going to take, it's only Neymar. If Neymar doesn't perform to his personal best, because all balls, the moment Marcelo gets a ball, you know, he will have to look for Neymar. Marcelo is playing well. Totally, he's playing well. He'll have to look for Neymar. No, Neymar knows how to break into a defense. He knows how to, you know, the final pass. He can be able to get the final pass, of which that might be able to count. But he's the only one who's going to get goals. But
they're playing a team that has just conceded 2 goals so far. a very tough defense.
And a fast team at that.
And a fast team at that.
Yes.
Who has got more pressure between these two?
Brazil. Brazil has pressure. You know, you actually saw the way they were actually crying at the end of the penalty shootout. They're under a lot of pressure.
Hawakuamini iliingia.
Hata ulilia Wilbrod?
Nililia.
Machozi ya nini?
Wacha nikwambie, unajua Brazil hawachezi vile wamekuwa wakicheza kawaida. Sijui ni kwa nini. Nafikiri wamekuwa comfortable. Unajua kwa sababu wakati unaona kwanza kwa sababu ni home ground. Kwa hivyo unajua wale watu ambao watakuwa wamejaa hapo ni watu ya kwenye ambao utakuwa unasangilia nyinyi. Nafikiri nyinyi unaweza kurelax na walikuwa wamerelax. Kwa hivyo natumai ya kwamba sasa wakati watakuwa wanacheza na Colombia wajue ya kwamba huyu si mchezo hivi hivi. Si mchezo hivi. Ni kama kuonyesha huyu territory. Huyu territory nimekojolea. Nimemaka kabisa.
Hiyo ni yako kabisa.
Huyu ulikuwa wa Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Anaitwa Finidi George.
Finidi George.
1994 World Cup.
Very nice.
Amefunga Greece akasema ndio hiyo. Ratema, which is your best?
Actually, I love to go with that because it reminds me at school, you know, we used to have a saying that, you know, when you hit someone, you know, I'm an Arsenal supporter, and then I have fans from friends who are supporting Man U and then Chelsea. So, you know, when we meet...
So, tomorrow,
But a friend of mine called Tizo, he loved saying that. Leo, tunawakojolea.
Maybe it's coming from that goal celebration.
I don't know.
Well, bro, lakini kwa nini hii World Cup watu hawashangilii sana? Umeona vile Colombia wanafanya?
Nimeona vile Colombia wanafanya. Wako na dance. Wako na dance. Nafikiri kwa sababu wanasangilia hivyo kwa sababu hata hao pia wako in sock. Mpira ikiingia au pia unapata sock ile watu ambao unaona pia wanapata. Kwa hivyo ndio kwa sababu nafikiri hiyo sock inawafurahisha kabisa.
Inawafurahisha kabisa. Why don't we have this wild celebrations? Like 2010 World Cup in South Africa, we had crazy dances, especially from the Africans.
Yes.
Why is the celebration so subdued in Brazil?
I can't really tell. I don't know. Because maybe, you know, I think, you know, new players are actually coming up, you know, in teams. And then probably maybe other players are more reserved. And then goals actually being scored for fun. You know, so I don't really think, you know, getting, you know, not unless maybe you are under a lot of pressure, you know, and then you get that one goal that you desperately need, then maybe that can spark, you know, a certain form of wild celebration from you.
Well, before we move to City, Anthony Clyde Charles anasema, I'm glad to see Papa's wife in studio. Colombia, I think, will hammer Brazil, but France and Germany, I can't tell. Iyo ni karata. Wilbrodo, umesikia hiyo?
Nimekubali, it's 50-50.
50-50.
It's 50-50.
Wanasema wamefurahi kuona bibi ya Papa kwa studio.
Ndio kama na yenye.
Papa anashangilia timu gani?
Sirandula. Sirandula kama leo, mimi mali niko ye huko opposite. Kama mimi kama leo niko France, yuko kama we yuko kwa German, alafu yuko kwa Colombia. Na mimi ni mtu ya Brazil. Ni mzuri ndio kukue na nini huyo tension ndani wa nyumba.
Sio upendo, ni tension.
Ni tension. Na hata sisi umesafanya betting. Lakini si betting wa pesa, ni betting tu hizi za vitu za mapenzi. So nimemwambia timu wangu nikisinda miezi 2
hakuna. Na timu yake ikishinda
miezi 2
Sidi. Let's go to that list. I can't handle this woman anymore.
Is it going from bad to worse? Or what? Okay, so yesterday, Renee, I had a list of my top 10 sexiest guys in the World Cup. And of course, I got a lot of feedback from people on Twitter and SMS and Facebook, social media, telling me who I missed out. So today, we're taking a look at your top sexiest FIFA footballers in this World Cup. Let's take a look at the first one. Buena Director, do we have that picture? Yes, now, this person said, Sidi, how come Neymar is missing from the top 10 list? Neymar wasn't on my list. And now, yes, next please. And I mean, Neymar isn't my cup of tea, but if he is, there he is for you. What do you think of Neymar?
Personally, in my view, I think we should be matching skills and looks. It's more about that in football. It shouldn't be just looks. So
you think Neymar has?
I think Neymar has both.
The skills and looks.
He
okay.
for me.
So there you have him, Neymar. Now another one from Sally. She says, I agree with City's list of the hottest guys, especially Giroud. But why was Marcelo left out? You know Marcelo, of course. Sexy Brazilian. I don't know why I left him out of my list. Only 10 spaces, but
Marcelo is he has a rugged look. But back to my comment of skills and looks, Giroud doesn't do it for me.
No, he doesn't.
Because when it comes to skills, he's a bit lacking.
And what about Marcelo? His skills? Does he do it for you?
Yes, he does.
Skills
Absolutely.
and looks. What would you put him as on your list?
On my list, I would put him as number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Are the men in here allowed to
Huyo mtu
comment?
wanasema ni mrembo.
Huyu
Ni handsome.
huyu yuko na kifagio kwa kichwa.
Huyo.
Sitaki.
Hautaki?
Huyu hata anakaa mtu ya kufuruta nini? Njaga ya. Si hata wakati unaingia kwa opera, huyu jamaa unakaa aje?
Na kikuvulia shati?
Akinifulia anafua anataka kuoga ama anataka
In brother species tunaziita rugged look.
Atira?
Rugged look.
Rugged look.
Yes.
Ni sawa, acha tubaki tu hivi vile mimi niko.
Next photo, please. Now next, this one said, I do not understand how Prince Boateng ate on your list, CD. Now, I wasn't really impressed with what he did in this World Cup. And then, like I was saying, he's 2010 for me. Like, 2010 was his year. But anyway.
I agree with you on that, CD. I'm also not really impressed by him. And the one thing that really upset me about Boateng was when they were playing against Ghana. You know, when the players first greet each other, his greeting to his brother was really cool. So I was like, I mean,
but anyway,
do that. And then his looks, that mohawk, first of all, it looks like it's been, you know, those hot air combs that people used to do. So, you know.
Well, you do you understand what they're saying?
This segment leo haishi. I've waited for the ending.
Do you understand what they're saying?
But he's so cute. I'll give him that.
Okay,
now another one says, CD, no, Cristiano always first.
Cristiano is a crybaby. I
put him number 6 on my list because he's been on enough hot lists and there's newer faces.
Cristiano is yesterday news.
Yeah, he's had his time.
He's yesterday news.
Next photo. And all right. And now, of course, a lot of yes, taking a break. You're confused now. When we click for you, WAG.
Sakata Mashariki Tech Center Stage as it premieres this Sunday from 8 p.m. This